Dear students, now we will discuss about lesson planning or lesson plan. So a unit consists of a number of lessons. So inside the unit there are different lessons. So 1 hour or 2 hour topics will be there that can be considered as lessons. And lesson plan is a plan prepared by a teacher to teach a lesson in an organized manner. So when a particular teacher plans her lesson for her group of students in an organized manner, then that is known as a lesson plan. It is a plan of action. So even the course plan, unit plan, mass rotation plan, these all plans prepared and it is kept. But actually in activity or what we are doing in a classroom is with the use of lesson plan. Okay, what we are implementing, what activity we are performing in front of the students is with the help of lesson plan. Okay, that is a plan in action. What is a lesson plan? A teacher's detailed description of the course of instruction for an individual lesson. For a individual lesson, for each and every individual lesson, detailed description of the course. That means in the previous unit plan, we have just mentioned the headings of the topic. But inside each topic, inside each lesson, what will be explained by the teacher, what activity will be done by the teacher, that is lesson plan. Okay, a lesson plan is a written guide for teachers in order to achieve the intended learning outcomes. Okay, this is a written guide with which the teacher teaches. It provides specific definition and direction on learning objectives, instructional media, materials, requirements, and conduct of learning. So, every direction, every moment is mentioned in the lesson plan, and it helps the teacher on having a clear idea on learning objectives, instructional media, material requirements, and conduct of the training. So, actually, what is done in the class, that is actually explained in the lesson plan. So the purpose of lesson plan, it considers goals, objectives, selection of subject matter, teaching, learning methods, etc. So this is actually in action. So everything like goal, objectives, subject matter, teaching, learning method, everything will be discussed and it will be decided in lesson plan level. It keeps the teacher in the track. So the teacher can understand whether I have covered the required content and the students can understand whether the teacher covered everything which is required for me. So this is helped with the help of lesson plan. Helps in effective teaching. So when the teacher is preparing well, it will be a good teaching. So that is effective teaching happens when you have a proper plan. Prevents wastage. So unnecessary explanations or other interferences can be avoided. So prevents the wastage of time and energy. Provides confidence and self-reliance to the teacher. So when I prepared for my class, I will be more confident than if it is not prepared well. So more confidence, self-reliance will be provided to the teacher if she is preparing a lesson plan and preparing a plan in advance. Serves as a check on unplanned curriculum. So what is not covered, what is covered, on that they will be having a proper check. That is another purpose. Next we can see the principles of lesson planning. Prepare careful and flexible plan. Teacher must have a mastery over the subject matter. So every time you have to ensure that the teacher is having mastery over the subject matter. Teacher must be conversant with methods and techniques in teaching and ensure active student participation. Okay, use variety of teaching methods. So these are the some of the principles of lesson planning. What to consider when writing a lesson plan? So whenever you are preparing the lesson plan, we know we have to understand that which we are going to implement with the students. That is actually lesson plan. So first of all, you have to know your students, like ability and interest levels, background of the students, attention span of the students, ability to work together in groups, their prior knowledge and learning experiences, their special needs or accommodations, and their learning preferences. So we have to first of all know the student. Next, we have to know the content which we want to discuss in front of the students, like subject matter that you will be teaching, curriculum gates or syllabus, national and state curriculum standards we should know. And finally, know the instructional materials what we are using, like technology, software, audiovisuals, teacher mentors, community resources, equipments, library resources, local guest speakers, etc. So these are the things which we have to consider when we are writing lesson plan. First of all, we have to know the students. Secondly, we have to know the content. Thirdly, we have to know the instructional materials which we use in uh, teaching learning activity. So next we can see the components or the parts of lesson plan. So whenever we are writing the lesson plan, these all things should be covered in that: name of the teacher, subject, unit, topic, previous knowledge of the students, methods of teaching, audiovisual aids or resources, central objectives, specific objectives, and content should be written in columns, and assignments, references, blackboard activity, and the bibliography. So these are the elements, or these are the contents which contents of the components which should be included in the lesson plan. So this lesson plan is otherwise known as daily plan, because the daily activity of the teacher is written in the form of lesson plan. So hope you all understood, and thank you very much for your kind listening.